So today we're going to learn about factoring quadratics. And that means I can factor each quadratic for two binomials. And so we're going to get things that can be factored, and we're going to factor them. Now, what is factoring? Well, first I have to ask, what is foiling? So factoring and foiling, yes, are opposites. Meaning that if we had something we could FOIL, which we talked about before, and we FOIL it, and then we get our answer, so I'm just FOILing here. Okay, so foiling does this. So this is FOIL. And so factoring will go back to the beginning. That's when we factor quadratics. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to unfoil, if you want to call it. So here we have the problem here. We have x squared plus 10x plus 21. This is an expression because there's no equal signs. Expressions are helpful to know because we're not solving for anything with an expression unless we're asked differently. But it's an expression, so we know we're not solving. So what we're going to do is I like to use the tic-tac-toe method. So step one, we need to find all ways to multiply to get C, which is this number here. Okay, so we have 21 or plus 21. So all the ways to get 21 are 1 times 21 and 3 times 7. But wait, we have negative versions too. Negative 1 and negative 21, negative 3 and negative 7. So then step 2, we're going to draw tic-tac-toe. Okay, and then we're going to step 3, we're going to kind of play the game. And it's going to say the factoring game version. Okay, so to do this, x squared is going to go here. 21 is going to go there. And the 10x, we just match. We actually never use it. We match it. So we don't use it. So if you want to write a note about how you don't use it, that's okay with me. So we match it. And then in this column here, we break down x squared. So that's x and x. And then in black here is the setup. So that's the setup. So in black is the setup. That's how you set up it every time. You can do that every time. And then in red here, we're going to play. So 21 is we need to pick one of these. So we're going to pick one of these things that make 21. Okay, and I'm going to show you what it looks like when we get it right first. So I'm going to pick 3 and 7. All right. So then after this, we're going to times across. So we get x times 7 is 7x, x times 3 is 3x. Then we add up. We get 10x. And that's how you play the game. Finally, I'm going to change colors here for step 4 here. And that is, did we match? Because if we match right here, we did it right. We match, the answer is yes, we did. So the answer are the diagonals. So x plus 3 and x plus 7. And that is our answer right there. And that's how you play the game. So I'm going to do the next one here, but I'm not going to write it all out. I'm just going to just do the chart and then times across, add up, and see if I match. So I am going to highlight this. It's a negative 10. So we have, so this is a new question here. So we have negative 10. We're going to find all the ways to get it. So negative 1 times 10, negative 2 times 5, and then 1 times negative 10, and 2 times negative 5. Notice for each one we have an opposite pair. Then we're going to set up our board. So we have x squared minus 10, x and x. That's how we set it up. Then we're going to play the game. I'm going to show you what a wrong answer looks like. So let's just pick one. So let's say I don't know. Let's pick that one. 1 and negative 10. We're going to times across and then add up. So we have 1x minus 10x. Add up is negative 9x. It does not match. No. Do you know what that means? That means we did it wrong. We cross it out, and then we erase these and try again. Okay, so we're going to try again. So that one didn't work. Let's try this one. Oh, no, I don't want to try that one. Let's try this one. So 2 and negative 5, you can guess this one's going to be the right answer. We're going to times across. So we get negative 5x, 2x, then we're going to add up. So we get negative 3x. It does match. Yes, it does. So now we have the right answer. So I'm going to take green and write out in green here. So x minus 5 is the one factor x plus 2. And again, if I was going to FOIL this, so if I FOILed, which you're not, but if I FOILed, so we FOILed that, we'd actually just get this back at the beginning. Okay, so FOIL undoes it, but we're not going to FOIL. I'm just telling you what it is, what we're doing. We're going backwards. All right, so this one, we're going to run through this one. Again, this one's a little tricky. We have a x or negative 16, but our match isn't here. So the match is 0. And so negative 16, there's only 1 times negative 16 and negative 1 times 16, and then negative 4 times 4. But see, my match is 0. So only one of those is going to give me 0. And so when I put negative 4 in and positive 4 in, and I multiply across, and add up, I get 0x. And that's what I needed to match because it wasn't there. So we have x plus 4, x minus 4. Right? Sounds a little quick when you have that. All right, next one here, we're actually going to check for a GCF first. That means, can we divide anything out? Can we divide anything out? And the answer is we can divide everything by 4. So I'm going to divide this by 4, divide this by 4, and then divide this by 4. So I'm going to get x squared plus, what is that, 6, oh, that's not divisible by 4. This is supposed to be a 24, I apologize. It's supposed to be a 24x, I apologize. So that's 6x, that's what it's supposed to be, and then divide by 4 to get 5. Sorry for the typo. And then now, that 4 is going to come out front like this. And then from there, we're going to tic-tac-toe this. Now, there's really only one way to get 5. 2 actually, if you count the negatives. But it's just going to be 1 and 5. Then we add up. Okay, so because 5 is 1 times 5, and that's the only way to get it unless you count the negatives. But I know since 6 is positive, we don't have to use it. So there we go. So our answer here is x plus 5, x plus 1. And there you go. So finally, we're going to check for GCF first. GCF. Notice that we have none. All right, so on this one, we're actually going to break down two of them. So I'm going to highlight both of them. So 3 is 1 times 3, and 10, and on the first one you never have to do negatives, is 1 times 10, 2 times 5, negative 2 times negative 5, and negative 1 times negative 10. Those are all the ways to get those. And then we're going to put them in our chart, and I'll show you that here in a sec. One thing to note is we're going to match a positive. Okay, so I know already that these negative ones won't be used. And this is 10, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be 2 times 5, but let's try it. So we have 3x squared and x squared next. This is how you set it up, right? And then the 3 and the 1 are going to go there from the first column, and I'm going to pick 1 from the second column. Now when I do this, I'll just put 5 and 2. We're going to times across, and add up. Okay, don't forget we're timesing. And then we add. Now that is not a match. Be careful. Don't just write this one off, because we can switch places. So sometimes you have to do that. So it's kind of guess and check a little bit. So 3 times 2 is 6. 5 times 1 is 5x, and we add up, we get 11. So notice when we switch places, it worked. So don't just count one off right away if you can switch places. So the answers are 3x plus 5 and x plus 2. And there you go. Now, factoring is one of those skills a lot of people, when I was your age, said was really hard, but then when I do this tic-tac-toe method, most people say it's really easy and fun. So hopefully you enjoy this method that I use. It's, you know, I've never seen it online or anything this way, but if you ever run into it, let me know. But hopefully you like it too. If you have any questions, let me know. Okay, I gotta pause my recording.